so many ideas. No time. Time, money, and space. Limited on all three. And the wherefore to do it. I will say this. I had a nice comment on one of my videos recently where the person was just excited by my enthusiasm for this hobby. And I don't even notice it half the time because I'm just enthusiastic about this hobby, like literally all the time. 57 years now. Now, again, I don't know my first 3 years. I don't remember anything my first 3 years, but my earliest memories, so we'll say 53 years. My earliest memories is playing with Lego. I got memories of the family and camping and stuff like that, but in that earliest memories pile that I have is playing with Lego. And after 4, there's lots of memories playing with Lego with my cousins, my brother, and then as I got older, my sister, my friends. And I mentioned a bunch of times that my friends are very, very supportive of my hobby. And a few of them even dropped Lego off at my door that we used to play with when we were kids. It's just awesome. And I mentioned this before, and I haven't even gotten around to it yet. My cousin came over here just a couple weeks ago and dropped off an entire tote of Lego, a bigger tote than my Rubbermaids. And she said her kids are graduating university now, so they weren't using it, and she had to get out of the house. So it came here, and I love her for it. I mean, that was just one of the sweetest things. It's just like when my buddy Pete dropped off his Lego collection on my door. I'm here for it, and you have to understand my heartfelt appreciation, because I do love this hobby. I've always loved this hobby. There's never been a time where I didn't love this hobby. I don't want to go out in this tangent right now because we're already 46 minutes into this. But the hobby itself is utterly fantastic. The company, this should be another video, but I'll make it really, really quick in this one. I am not personally impressed right now with the company at this point. They're not saying they're the worst in the world, but I'm going to use, I guess I won't mention specifics because I don't know specifics, but they are hammering down on fans, not necessarily me. Although I could probably be, if I started doing what I thought about doing a few times, they would come down on me too. But fans who are doing add-ons to this hobby. The example is, we'll just use this. So, millionprints.com. I'm not sure if they got hit. I'm not sure at all. I'm actually not sure. But what happens is that the Lego company is coming down on these vendors who do printing on Lego bricks, who do compatible stuff using Lego bricks for their basis. Like, I don't think they're going to be bugging Rob with the life lights. Well, they might be. But the Lego company doesn't want people to sell bricks, their bricks. So I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. I bought this brick off the Lego. I bought it from a set, or from Lug Bulk, or from Shop at Home. I get this brick, and I put some printing on it. I get my laser printer, engraver, whatever. I engrave it. And I go on to eBay or buy and sell, or I say, well, hey guys, you can buy this printed brick that says, Steve is awesome or whatever. And you have to buy the brick for $8. Okay. Lego's coming down on those people because they're selling Lego that they did not make. And their point is that the person who made the engraving says, no, I'm not selling the actual brick. I'm selling my effort to print that stuff on it. And Lego said, no, you sold the brick. You have to put in a disclaimer, or you have to make your own brick to print your stuff on it, and blah, blah. And so they're cracking down on that kind of stuff. My issue with that is that they've already made their money. Somebody bought this brick. It's not like they stole it from the company and did their own engraving, then selling it and then keeping all the money. They put it's like, It's like going to the popsicle stick company, and you buy a box of popsicle sticks, and you make some popsicle stick art, like I used to do when I was a kid, and you sell that art. And the popsicle stick company comes after you and say, you can't do that because you're selling my popsicle sticks. I already bought them off you. Now it is a basis. It's a what my mom used. It's a canvas for my art now, or it's a canvas for what I'm trying to sell. I'm not selling the Lego in and of itself, reselling the Lego, although I don't know why they would be balking at that too. But because people resell Lego literally all the time. I mean, for crying out loud, Lego bought Bricklink. And the second they bought Bricklink, boom, all that third-party stuff's been taken off of Bricklink from, again, my understanding, my limited understanding. But Lego's coming down hard. And this is the lawyers, forget the legalese. My issue right now is that 24 years ago, well, probably we'll say 26 years ago, 26 years ago, Lego was hemorrhaging. It was hemorrhaging hard. They were in the red. They could not produce a set worthy of buying for the life of them. They were getting hammered hard by all the third-party knockoffs, the Mega Blocks, and all that other complete and utter garbage. Like I can dislike the Lego company right now as a company, but they make the best product of this stuff ever. Period. There's not a doubt in my mind. There's not one other company that can touch Lego for the quality and whatever. But anyway, 1998, 1999, Lego could not produce a set, and there were 10 times as much. Well, I won't say it. There were a lot more money than Mega Block, and whatever. So when a parent goes into the store to buy a set for their kid for their birthday, they're going to see this big box for $40 that says Mega crap on it, or they see this little tiny box that says Lego on it, and they're both the same price. Which one is the parent going to take? Because the parent doesn't have a clue about the quality and standards that Lego had. Because no matter how crappy their sets were, again, people can debate this, the quality of the actual bricks, fantastic. So they were hemorrhaging a lot back in the late 90s. Until the fan base got on the internet and started doing shows, conventions, and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, Lego became huge overnight. And I'm not saying, I am saying, and if it is very, very much, it's 100% much. And people can debate this too. In 1969, they canceled Star Trek. They canceled it. It wasn't just run the whole series and then wait till the finale. They canceled it halfway through season 3. They canceled it. They said, we don't want to produce this show anymore. For whatever reason, even though they were wrong. and so in 1969, they canceled Star Trek. The powers that be canceled it. In 1972, the very first Star Trek convention showed up. It wasn't that long after. B. Joe Trimble and all these other people, and they invited a few people, David Gerald, who wrote Trouble with Tribbles, and a few other people, DC Fontana, and blah, blah. And the fan convention took off. It was like one of the very first fan conventions, period, was Star Trek, by the way, just in case you people didn't know that. The very first fan convention in the world for anything was Star Trek, pretty much. So anyway, so the fan base took off, and all of a sudden there's a ton of fans out there. Before Star Wars came out, they were having fan conventions. They started having a lot more fan conventions all over the U.S. and starting all over the world. And then Star Wars came out, and then boom. And then Paramount was, they're looking at the fan conventions in the early 70s and the mid 70s, and they're going, we should do something about this. We should capture this. They dragged their feet on it, because they're talking about Star Trek Phase 2. They dragged their feet on it until Lucas released Star Wars. And then they had to speed through the motion picture, because they wanted to capture, well, Star Wars already took the world by storm for obvious reasons. And the motion picture did not take the world by storm, again, for obvious reasons, except for me, because I love Star Trek, the motion picture. But I fully understand why it didn't capture the imagination of literally every kid on the planet. But the fans saved Star Trek. I will go to my grave saying that. The fans saved Star Trek. They did. There's no two ways about it. It was the fan base that got Star Trek. The writing letter campaigns, the letter writing campaigns in the 60s, when they threatened to cancel after season 1 or 2, the letter writing campaigns that the fans started sending millions of letters to NBC saying, don't cancel Star Trek, and they renewed it because of the letters. The fans saved Star Trek, and my whole point is that it happened exactly the same way to the Lego company. And I will say this to the company owner in the late 90s. I was there. I was on the internet. I was partaking in Lego shows. I was taking part in LugNet, and we were always complaining about how bad the Lego company was. And the Lego company, we found out, was hemorrhaging money, and they were talking about, downsizing, a whole bunch of other stuff. They were cost reducing, blah, blah, because they couldn't make money. 24 years later, they're the number one toy manufacturer in the world. They beat Mattel a few years ago. Again, from my understanding, I could be 100% wrong, but my understanding, I read somewhere they beat Mattel. They beat Barbie as the number one toy manufacturer on the planet, Lego. Because of the fans. The fans had a huge part. I'm not saying 100% because of the fans. I'm not saying that. But they've been hiring from the fan base. They said, instead of having the internal builders for all those years, they started hiring the fans who demonstrated how fantastically awesome they could build. They were hiring fans to work at the company to design sets for the company. We had friends from Quebec who were designing sets. They had the master builders going around the world doing major shows, and these master builders were Lego fans. They weren't hired by the company to do Lego. They were doing Lego, and then they were hired by the company to do it more and get paid for it. Fans save the company. Now, again, I don't want a pat in the head. I don't want, hey, guys, great job. Here's some free Lego. Oh, that's nice. I don't want anything for accolades from the Lego company for saving their ass. I was part of it. If it wasn't for the fans in the 90s and the early 2000s, the Lego would have been a lot more dismal than they are now. Would they still be here? Possibly. Or they would have ended up on the pile of whatever, like the Meccano and all the stuff that came before, when it just dried up because they were getting their asses kicked. And it is, and again, it is what it is. Now they're too big for their britches. Now they're seeking, forget the fact that they sent the legal company after me, which I fully have no problem with because I was out of line. But I was 14, 15 years old. I didn't know better. But now they're sending the legal company after people who are trying to do their hobby stuff that they've been doing for 24 years, 26 years, and they loved it. And now Lego says, you must cease and desist doing this now. It's not affecting their bottom line at all. I think it's enhancing their bottom line because, I want this lighting kit, or I want this printed brick. I don't get a printed brick, just a printer brick, and say, look, I bought this off of some third party, so Lego didn't get any of my money for this printed brick. I'm going to put this printed brick in some huge display that has 50,000 pieces in it. Lego, this is my whole problem with you right now. I ordered a printed brick from whoever.com that uses an actual Lego brick to print whatever I want on it, a picture of my face. And I'm going to build it into something that's 100% Lego that I bought from you. Lego company, TM. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me of going after these people? I get that for generations you've been after the Mega Blocks and all the other stuff. All the people have been ripping you off. You're completely patented bricks and stuff like that. And it drives me nuts to see them. And every time they're in my collection, I throw them out. They do that. There's not one non-piece Lego in here except for the stuff that Paul found, but that's because I'm colorblind. But when we found it, it ended up in the trash bin. I'm an adult fan of Lego, so even if the company disappeared tomorrow, I'm still going to be an adult fan of Lego, and I have this whole room. I'm not getting rid of this room because Lego pisses me off today. I don't do that. I'm shaking my fist in the general direction of Lego. I'm going to give up my entire collection. That's never going to happen. Even no matter how bad the Lego company gets, how stupidly myopic. And it is 100% myopic, Lego company, what you're doing today. But if they get 100% myopic, I'm still going to do shows. I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to do my layouts because I love shows. I love bringing my stuff to shows. I love talking to the audience at shows. We are your best free ambassador advertising that you got. This is, the Lego company has such a huge following of fans who want to. How many Lego conventions are there on the planet right now? I mean, Christina started it millions of years ago, but it has nothing to do with the Lego company. I mean, it's just like the Star Trek conventions. How many Lego conventions are on the planet right now that are self-sponsored? There's hundreds of them per year. And this is free advertising for your Goram product, you stupid company. Why are you getting so pissy at fans who are just doing what they love to do? Since I was a kid, this has been such a hobby that works on my imagination, as we can see, and everybody else's imagination, as we can see. And they love to share this stuff, as we can see. And they love to show up at shows, as we can see. And it's free freaking advertising for you. And they don't even think a thing about it. They want to do this. And you're coming with their thumb on the pushing the man down, who are making your product worthy of other people going to buy. 24 years ago, you were begging us to do shows. You were showing up at every one of our conventions. You had a booth. Oh, can I come to your Lego? Can we come to your convention? We want to put a little booth there. Absolutely, absolutely. We had ambassadors. We had Lego liaisons. Jake, Kevin, lovely people coming to our conventions. Because you needed, not to say you needed us, but you wanted to give back to the community that kept you afloat all those years. And now you're just saying, we're so big now, we're number one. So screw you fans. Screw you adult fans of Lego. Screw you AFOLs. No more printed bricks for you. Go screw yourself. And I'm saying to you, really? Really? I'm not taking my ball and going home. I'm still going to be doing shows tomorrow. But if and again, this is not a huge threat for me because I don't buy new sets in any given day. Lego is not getting money lining their pockets today. They got all my money growing up when I bought every single classic space set I ever could off the store shelf. And at least 4 RCXs, RIS 1.0s and 2.0s off the store shelves. And the NXT off the store shelves. And the EV3 off the store shelves. And the Boost off the store shelves. But I will say 90% of this collection behind me is not new from Lego. it's the used market. But again, and they can't stop that. They can't stop the garage sales. They can't stop the marketplaces. They can't stop it. But what they can do is they can cease and desist people who are advertising modified brick, because it says Lego in the brick itself. And somebody's doing whatever they're doing, to engraving or printing or whatever. And whatever else are coming down on, because I hear that, again, because I don't pay too much attention to this kind of crap at all, this kind of injustice, Lego, it's injustice compared to what we did for you 24 years ago. Anyway, rant. It just is disheartening to me. It really is. Like, we had such a good run. We had, honest to God, such a good run. And I think I noticed the wheels coming off the wagon when Lego stopped going to fan events, except for their important ones, like Brick World. They were coming up to BrickFat. They were coming to BrickFat, and they were not begging, but they were asking for space. And then all of a sudden, we're not going to take space. We're just going to send our ambassador, our Lego liaison, whatever. And then even that stopped. But they would, Brick World Chicago, because that's the biggest one in the entire world. And again, I accepted it because, again, flying these guys all over the world is like money. And so why wouldn't Lego have a preferential treatment towards the big shows versus the small shows? And again, they do lug bulk still. Again, I appreciate that. But am I going to lose? I personally will not lose any sleep over it if that stops. But I know people who will. But that's perfectly acceptable. Lug bulk is great. Thank you, Lego, for that. But if you think that's a kiss up to us to get us to kowtow to your internal policies, because this is what you want. This is the authoritarian figure. This is the love bombing. Oh, look, guys, we're giving you all this lug bulk for way cheap discounts, and so you must adhere to saying Lego bricks instead of saying Legos. Go screw yourself, Lego company. I'm going to say Lego as much as I goddamn well want. And now, by the way, because I am bitter about this, I'm going to say Legos on purpose. Instead of, because sometimes I forget, because that's what I called them when I was a kid, and there was no legal department coming after me. but Legos from here on in, company. Like, no, this is my stance against you. Yes, I'm going to be playing with Lego. I'm going to be displaying Lego. I'm going to be bringing my layout everywhere I go, and I'm going to be talking about how wonderful your product is. Because I do, because you have a wonderful product. I'm going to talk about all the wonderful things that Lego's done for me over the years. Inspired my imagination, brought me a whole bunch of great, beautiful, wonderful, salt of the earth friends that I absolutely adore to this day. I've known them for almost 30 years now. Love all these people. But you as a company really have to get your head out of your butt. 100% right now. You have to. And again, you're not going to, because why would you listen to one little fan right now? I wouldn't listen to me. But I am pissed. And if you get me pissed, like I'm the easiest guy in the world to get along with. I guess I don't get pissed by much. But to me, this whole thing until you justify it to me, and you're not going to because I'm nobody, until you justify it, until you justify your acts of this year towards the fan base of saying you guys can't do X because we don't want you to. I mean, I got that trademark thing over there still to this day that you gave me back in 1987. And I get it. And I got it then. But you have no authority, none whatsoever, after I buy your product as to what I'm going to do with your product. I purchased it. I own it. You already got your money. What I do with it is entirely up to me, as long as it's not illegal. And somebody printing stuff on a brick and reselling it to somebody else is not illegal. Get off your high horse. And they're doing you a favor, even intentionally. They're doing you a favor. They're broadcasting how wonderful your product is with pictures that people can put into their layouts, where they buy a lot more bricks from you so they can do these layouts. And it's just infuriating. Anyway. I'm going to probably set this up because it's already an hour into this. That's it. That's all. I'm infuriated. But I'm going to forget about tomorrow. So there you go. I'm going to have fun with this. I'll keep you guys posted. And I'm going to probably separate this into 2 videos and upload them both. And I'm going to talk to you guys soon. Whenever. I'll talk to you. Good night.